What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to bring you a review of, this is the Ducky Varmilo MK. This is the MIYA Pro. This is the Flare Star Edition, and this is a special edition keyboard that is a collaboration of basically all three of those, mechanicalkeyboards.com, Varmilo, and Ducky. This is a pretty common theme. A lot of the MIYA Pros are a Ducky slash Varmilo type of combo, and I've had this for about a month now, so I wanted to get a quick review up so it may give you a better idea if this may be for you, may not be for you. I am not a keyboard expert. I ran into Ducky keyboards about 10 years ago, and it led me to this, and so now I got a little bit of a passion for keyboards. Currently I have two, and I'll kind of show you why I purchased this, if I'm going to keep it, not keep it, and go over all the specs of it. So this is a 65% keyboard. It retails for about $155. They never go on sale. At least I never find them on sale. Sometimes you can find an open box, but this is a special edition, so I assume there's not very many that are going to be produced. And it's an interesting keyboard in that it is actually Bluetooth. So it has a 1200 milliamp battery, Bluetooth 5.0. So this is one of the first Ducky Varmilo keyboards that I've seen that it's actually wireless. And you have a little dongle here to go with it, and then kind of get you what you get in the box. I did an unboxing on this, so I'm not going to go through this all that much, but you get extra keycaps, you get a keycap puller, you get the standard USB-A to USB-C. Their cables are not very good. None of the Ducky Varmilo keyboard cables are very good, but you do get that in the box, and then you get some extra keycaps, which I will show you off camera, but you actually get those. So this is mainly a Cherry MX board, so you have your Cherry MX switches. I went with brown. I prefer blue, but they were all sold out, so I went with the brown, which is another key that I like if you're choosing Cherry MX. On my standard day-to-day keyboard, I actually have Zilio V2 67 gram key switches, which is my preferred actual switch, but they're very expensive, more custom based, so get into this. So you got Cherry MX stabilizers. This is not lubed. These are all soldered on. You can't remove them. You can't remove the keycaps, but with this custom board, I don't think that's actually an option. So when it comes to actually usability and actual feel of the board, it feels extremely solid. It is made of plastic, but I find that the MIYA Pro, all the MIYA Pro keyboards, I had the Panda one in the past, are all extremely good quality when it comes to build. So it just feels really solid without being too heavy. If we compare it here to my KBD, this one's much heavier, my KBD 65% keyboard here, this one is way heavier, so I would not want to travel with this, but this is a much better option when it comes to that. So build's good. The construction of it, the keys feel really nice for Cherry MX, so just typing on it feels really nice. I'll get you a sound of what it sounds like when you're typing, but it is a really nice, for standard Cherry MX non-lubed keys, it's pretty good for what you get. So when it comes to the actual design of the board, that's where it's going to be hit or miss. It's going to be your preference. If it's something you like, don't like. I personally, it's grown on me. So you basically have a spaceship theme. So you have a little spaceship here, some planets. So if it's something that may go well with your workflow or your actual design of your desk, I think it's a good design. But the thing to keep in mind is that these keycaps are probably going to have to stay on. You could get other keycaps for it, but I think it would look weird. So I would make sure that you're okay with this design, because while you can remove the keycaps, I don't think any of the MIYA Pro keyboards really warrant that. You basically have the ones that come with it, and you're stuck with that design. So I actually really like the design. It's very, I don't want to say playful, but it's lively. It has some character to it. And the reason why I bought this is because I wanted a keyboard to use with my laptop. So I wanted a keyboard mouse, especially if I do any photo or video editing on my laptop. It's just way easier. I have a Lenovo, one of their P1 keyboards, which has a great, or laptops, has a great keyboard, but the actual mouse is awful on that. So I wanted a wireless option. And actually connecting this to my computer is a mixed bag. So when I connected to my laptop, I actually had to download a firmware through Varmilo. They didn't even have it on the Ducky website. I could not get it to connect any other way wirelessly without doing that. So I downloaded it. It was a little sketchy, but I did because it was my second laptop computer that I wasn't really too worried about. And it actually worked perfect on there. So it connects easily. There is 3 different Bluetooth settings here, so you can connect it to 3 different devices. And basically how you do that is you have the function option. So you'll just hit function, I believe it's the 1, 2, and 3 to connect to different channels. Their manual is on the Varmilo website, so if you want the manual for this, go to that because it'll show you how to get through all the channels. And turn the Bluetooth on and off is all baked into the board, so that's nice. Once you get the keystrokes down and you're familiar with setting it up and just going from channel to channel, turning lights on and off and all that, it's pretty simple to keep track of once you get that set up. But when it comes to connecting this to my desktop, I actually had very bad luck getting it to. It would connect, but it just wouldn't work. I don't know if it's a Windows thing or if it's an actual keyboard thing. I tried all kinds of stuff. I downloaded the firmware, still wouldn't connect. I cooked it up wired, worked just fine. I don't know what the deal was. That was. I only stood about 10 minutes messing around with it, so I didn't spend a ton of time, so it may have been that, but it's not as smooth as, say, Logitech. This is a standard Bluetooth, very similar to what you get for that, and I've had Logitech Bluetooth keyboards that they just connect without downloading anything. It's a very easy process. So this one was a little bit more complicated, but when it connects to my laptop, it worked perfect. There was very little lag. There's no battery life indicator that I could find. I know it has a 1200 milliamp battery, but I did not find any actual, if you look at the back here, I actually did not find any type of way to see how much battery life was left. You do, if you connect it to your laptop, you can go into the Windows Bluetooth settings. It'll say 100%, but I never saw it drop below 100%, so maybe I just didn't use it enough to drop the battery life. But the 1200 milliamp battery should do just fine. Most people will probably actually use this wired, but I do like the option of the wireless. So now let's get to the pros and cons. Pros, it's a limited edition keyboard. Build quality is really good for the $155 price point. Cherry MX switches, so you have a variety there. They don't have a whole lot of other customized switches on here, so if you're wanting Zilio, Xylence, Gateron, those are not something you can do. But you do have some good choices there. You do have some feet here, which is nice. If you want to raise it up a little bit, and really nice rubber feet here on the bottom. Build quality's great. I love the design of it. Get good packaging, you get everything that comes with it. You do get some extra keycaps, which is really nice. Something that not all other keyboards will give you, but you do get some extra keycaps and a key puller, which is, you know, something that comes with it. So some of the negatives, who this may not be for. So first, if you are not happy with Cherry MX switches or soldered on key switches, this isn't the board for you. All of the Ducky Varmilo ones are soldered on. So if you're wanting to switch out your key switches, this ain't the board for you. You have to spend much more for that. If you don't like the design of it, I would not buy this board. It's not going to be worth it. If you don't like the actual physical design of the board, I wouldn't recommend it for you. Who else? If you want seamless Bluetooth, like Logitech, I think is a good example. Their stuff just works when it comes to Bluetooth. This may not be for you, but if you're just using it for one system, I found that it worked really, really well. Connected to my laptop, every time I turned it on and turned the Bluetooth on this, it connected right away. So I don't think it'll be a problem. If you're using it on 2, 3, 4 systems, I would maybe look into making sure that it'll work for you. Anything else? If you want a premier metal solid keyboard, you're gonna have to spend much more than that. For example, the KBD 67, this was about $300. I think it was $284 by the time you had the switches and stuff. This is a premium built keyboard. It's way different. It's for a different market, but I do think this is a good option for you if you're out there. Just make sure still have not had good luck getting it to connect to my desktop computer, which has Bluetooth on it. I don't know. I use a Bluetooth mouse on there literally every single day and have had no issues with this mouse for years. I've had it, it's like a $25 cheap mouse, and it seems to work really well. So keep that in mind, but when it connected to my laptop, it works perfect. That's it. If you're not wanting to spend $155, I would recommend getting one of the standard Ducky Mecha Mini. You could get any of the SF boards for $100. They're very good. I find the build quality on the Varmilo Ducky combo keyboards, especially the MIYA Pro, are much better. My MIYA Pro Panda, it was an excellent keyboard when it came to build quality. Very light, portable. So if you don't want to spend $155, look at some of the other Varmilo Ducky keyboard combos out there. I've had just about all of them. Look at the channel that here I have all kinds of different reviews of different keyboards that I've liked, and I've grown to really enjoy the variety of keyboards, from cheap to expensive. This is my daily driver, but it is a way more investment-oriented board, and it took a little while to come in, and a lot of times some of the stuff's out of stock. But you can spend anywhere from $100 to $1,000 on a keyboard if you really want to jump into it. The only recommendations I would recommend if you get this is try to look for some type of braided cable instead of the standard one that comes with it if you're going to use it wired. You can get them for $50 or less if you look around. KBD Fans has them. MechaniCalKeyboards.com has them. I believe Ducky sells some also, but just try to make sure you get the color combo matched up right. That's it. I would highly recommend this board, especially if you're into the design of it. There is a few switches still in stock. I think the Cherry MX Brown, maybe the red. There's a couple other ones that are still in stock. I would really recommend this. If you can't find this board, check out the other MIYA Pros. They are good intro boards if you're looking to get into mechanical keyboards. Any of the Ducky Varmilo brands I think are good options, especially the Ducky Varmilo combo. I'd really recommend those just for the actual build quality. So that's it. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. Sorry this was a little more rambled, but it'll give you an idea of maybe if this keyboard's for you, not for you. I'll try to get us a sample of the audio of what it sounds like after this, get you kind of some shots. It is a little bit bigger than a standard 65% keyboard. That's another thing. If you look at the KBD 75, everything's crammed together. This has a little bit of stuff here kind of edged out on the side, which I personally like. The extra size doesn't bother me. But that's it. Comments, questions, leave them below. I'll get back to you next time. And have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever it is out there. And I'll see you guys next time.